The fact that Rohit Sharma has been out of form during this edition of the IPL is really not news to anyone. In fact, many people are saying that right now Mumbai are playing Rohit solely as a skipper rather than just a batter, because his form has been pretty hit and miss, and truth be told, far more miss than it has been hit. And another reason that fans are obviously concerned is that as the Indian skipper across all formats, most people would want Rohit Sharma to actually be in flying form, even if that is, for his franchise, because you'd want him to stay in good touch. This is a key year for India. There's a World Test Championship final, there's an ODI World Cup taking place at home, and you want your skipper and arguably one of your best batsmen to be firing on all cylinders. But the real question is, does his IPL form actually, be a thing of major concern? Should it be a major concern? Well, in history, you realize that Rohit is an IPL player. He may be a great captain, but as a batsman, his numbers do tend to fall a little short. And you'd be hard-pressed to be able to list even 5 match-winning knocks that Rohit Sharma has been able to play on a consistent basis for MI. So his form with MI has always been a little patchy, but that has rarely, if ever, really affected his form for the Indian team. And to prove that point, we actually dug through a little bit of data over the past few years when it comes to his overall stats in the IPL, as well as his stats in ODIs, T20Is, and even Test cricket. And the results actually back that up. How he does for his IPL side rarely, if ever, impacts his form in international cricket. First off, let's take a quick look at his numbers in IPL, and this is for the past 4 seasons, in fact, if you look at it, because so far in the 2023 season, his form hasn't been great. 9 innings, 184 runs at a strike rate of 129 is just not good enough. But if you go back, last year in 2022, he was also facing similar struggles. He was trying to get quick starts, then ended up getting out. But it's worth noting that even in 2021 and 2020, and 2020 by the way was the year when Mumbai had actually dominated the IPL. He only got 332 runs at a strike rate of 127. So again, that's not vintage Rohit Sharma by any means. And this, by the way, came in a year when MI were dominant across all fronts. They really were the dream team, because you couldn't pick a single weak spot in that particular playing 11 or even the squad for that matter. So Rohit's form, as we see, last 4 IPLs has not really been good. But if you look at, contrast that with his international numbers, and it paints a very different picture. If you go over just T20Is, because truth be told, and we've only taken 22, 21 and 20 because he's not played a single T20I in the 2023 season thus far. You look at those numbers in 2022, 629 runs at a strike rate of 136, and this, by the way, was an out-of-form Rohit Sharma. 2021 and 2020 tell an even better story, especially 21, where in 11 innings he got 424 runs and striking it at 150, which is brilliant whichever way you look at it. 2020, admittedly not a great sample size. The COVID pandemic ensured that you could play very little cricket, but still in 4 matches, 140 runs, and again striking it over 150. That is pretty decent, and this trend continues really when you look at his form across other formats as well. In ODIs this year, he's been phenomenal to say the least. I mean, yes, 8 innings, he scored 300 odd runs, striking at over 100 and average of 46, which is again pretty good considering he's again tried to be more aggressive when it comes to his play in ODIs as well. 2022 as well, he played 8 ODIs. Remember, it was the second half of last year, didn't play too many ODIs, but the ones he did play, average of 41, striking at 114. 2021 is a bit of an outlier year, but then 21 they barely played matches, and he admitted that even in 21 they didn't play many T20s, and that is largely acknowledged as a time when Rohit's form had taken a slight dip in ODIs. Same case with 2020, only 3 matches, so the sample size isn't great. Could have corrected it if there were more matches, but again, a strike rate of 91 and 86 isn't terrible, and especially so if you look at 2020, averaging 57, that is pretty decent. And this theory gets laid to rest, especially so when you look at test form, because if you're worried about ODI form, considering the fact that it's an ODI World Cup year, you shouldn't be, because his ODI numbers over the last 2 years have been really good, even as his IPL form has nosedived. The same can be said about tests as well, so if any one of you are worried about Rohit Sharma, the captain in the World Test Championship, you needn't be. Look at his test numbers. He's been arguably one of India's best test batsmen throughout this time. 2023, we note for a fact he was phenomenal against Australia, arguably India's best batsman. 6 innings so far, 242 runs, averaging 40.3. In 2022, again, the sample size isn't great. India didn't play too many test matches, but again, 3 with an average of 30, as I said, sample size isn't great, so not fair to judge. But even 21, look at that, 906 runs in 21 innings, and an average of nearly 50. That is very, very good, especially when you consider the fact that most people didn't think Rohit Sharma was ever going to have a successful test career. Now it's gone the opposite way. His white ball form can be hit or miss. His test form, though, is generally very good. And that brings to an end this particular video. As I said, if you guys actually were worried that Rohit Sharma's IPL form might spill over into international cricket, you needn't be. He's generally been a hot and cold player when it comes to the IPL, but in international cricket, he's generally been more often than not solid and occasionally very, very spectacular. So there's no real need to panic. The only way to panic would be if he actually does take this form and this really is the beginning of a massive slump. But so far, we've seen no signs of that. Even in 2023, the limited cricket that he's played, he's looked really good in the Indian jersey. And with the joke we make, we only hear one name from our heart, and that's India. You'd hope that regardless of what his form is like for the Mumbai Indians, for the Indian cricket team, it stays as well as it has been going in recent times. Thank you guys so much for joining us in this video. You can let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with this take. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and tap that bell icon as well. Also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to download the SportsTech app. And if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos that we've done. For now, from my side, goodbye.